Hello, good evening. Welcome to Macomb County News. We're here today with
Tom I.
Richard Love.
and Bob Miners.
First off tonight, we have a story with our In the Field reporter interviewing Tom Robinson.
Here he is now.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. We're here with a special report by the 5 o'clock news in Macomb County, your local news station. I'm here with Tom Robinson awaiting his upcoming trial for the rape of Mayella Ewells. Yes. And, Tom, how do you feel about the trial?
I'm feeling pretty confident.
Feeling pretty confident?
Yeah, I got Atticus Finch representing me. And, you know, he is with the Cunninghams. Yeah, he made sure to keep them, give them a good, fair trial, and I hope he can do the same for me. And I hope the jury comes to the right executive decision.
Yeah, of course, we aim for justice here in this country, but were there any other options for representing you?
Oh no. There was
What about what?
the state came through and they told me he's all I got. Only one that's brave enough to, because black man in Alabama, not a lot of people want to give me a chance.
Yeah, saddening is what that is. But enough about you and the trial. Or enough about the trial. Let's talk about you. Where are you from?
Oh, right here in Macomb County.
Born and raised?
Born and raised.
Nice local guy.
Oh yes, sir.
And I noticed you have a weak arm. How did that happen?
Oh well, back in the day when I was working in the cotton fields. No, not the ones you're thinking. No, we've been free for a couple years now since it's been abolished. But I get paid actually.
Yeah.
But yeah, back when I was around 12, I got stuck in a gin and just tore it to shreds. And it really traumatized me as a child. But I've recovered, and other one works just fine.
Oh, good to hear.
Yeah.
Well, that concludes this evening's special report. Good night, and closing up shop early.
Pleasure.
What?
Thank you, Rob Thompson, for that thrilling interview.
It's very interesting, and I'm very excited to see how this trial goes.
Yeah, what's up?
Well, now we're on to our next segment with Sheriff Hectate being interviewed by...
Hello, everyone. This is Macomb County News at Night, and right here we got Sheriff Hectate. We're just going to be asking him a couple questions, and
Fancy some whiskey?
oh, yeah, thank you. And we're just going to get straight down to it. So, Hectate, what's life like in Macomb being sheriff?
Well, I do say so myself. I think it's a pretty good gig. You see, I've always been the type of person who wants to lock up them no good doers. You know what I'm saying?
I understand.
Not too many around here, but get what you can find.
Always bad apple?
There's always a bad apple in the bun.
All right, so we have a few questions, if you don't mind us asking. So, about the new upcoming trial with Tom Robinson. What do you think about that?
Well, you see, Tom Robinson, I feel, is a good fella. And I really think that Atticus Finch is going to do a splendid job at getting him free. Now, our town may be quite racist, but I do believe that there is a chance. If there is any, it's Atticus Finch who can get him free.
Amen to that. Now, if you don't mind us asking, I have one or two more. Do you think that he did it?
Well, I don't know much about that Tom Robinson, but I do know that Mr. Ewell is quite a fella, you know what I'm saying? Now, he likes whiskey even more than me, which may come to a surprise, seeing as he's really, well, let me rephrase. He's dirt poor. He needs the money. So I think he's framing it as Tom Robinson. That's my 2 cents.
How do you think your testimony will affect Tom Robinson's trial, if you don't mind me asking?
Well, I don't believe that I'm allowed to specifically say my part yet. You'll hear that in the court. Now, however, I do have an opinion.
So what would that opinion be?
Well, I am not obligated to say that. And I must say, I'm not going to say that because that's for the courts. Don't want to spoil nothing. Don't want to influence anyone as of yet.
I understand that, and well, I respect you deciding not to tell us, but Macomb County News will be disappointed. So, Hector, what's your opinion on Miss Maudie's house fire burning down recently?
Oh, well, I must say, it's a darn shame that her house burned down. Miss Maudie was one of the nicest fellas I'd ever met. She really was a great, humble citizen. Now, it's a tragedy that her house burnt down, because really, if I couldn't think of a worse person, like a worse thing to happen to anybody than that house burning down.
I understand, but did you know Boo Radley was there at the scene? Apparently, reports say that Scout had a blanket around her that no one else knew where it came from.
Oh, you mean Arthur Radley fella? Well, I must say, I don't have no clue whether he was around the scene. I was too focused on that poor woman's house burning down. Yep.
Well, I understand, but I wasn't there, so I wouldn't know. My pal was there. Rob Tomlinson, have you heard of him?
Oh, yep. That Rob Thompson. He's another reporter now, isn't he?
Yep. Down at Macomb County News at night.
That's what we're on, isn't it?
Of course. We got our lovely cameraman Dan over there.
Hey, Dan.
Well, Macomb, that's not. Well, Officer Hackett, I have no more questions. Do you have any questions for me?
Well, I do have one.
Thank you for that interview with Sheriff Hacktate. And our next segment will be an interview with Mr. Atticus Finch.
Yo, this news place sucks, dog. It's really going downhill.
What'd you say? You want to say that again? No. Oh!
Well, on to our next segment. Mr. Atticus, seeing how the trial went, and how does that make you feel?
Obviously, it's not the result that I was hoping for, but at this point, we can hope for an appeal.
Well, Atticus, what would you say would happen if you were to get that appeal to Mr. Tom if it did not go through well with the public?
Well, obviously I hope the citizens of Macomb County are better than that, but I wouldn't put it past a couple of them if they were angry. That's why I stand by my client and hope that the good citizens of Macomb will come through.
Sounds very interesting. Now, what would be the consequences if the appeal did not work and he were sentenced guilty again?
Well, obviously he was charged with death, so most likely he would be executed by electric chair in the state of Alabama. So probably that.
Wow, shocking, really. The electric chair? That's quite harsh for what that man did. Now, do you believe in your client? Your evidence seemed very good.
Well, my evidence was very strong. Obviously, it was not strong enough to convince a jury. But me personally, I wouldn't take that. And I do believe that Tom Robinson is an innocent man and deserves to be walking the streets. You okay?
Now, Mr. Atticus.
Go.
Oh, yes, thank you.
I'm a generous man.
You are quite the generous man. Now, let's talk about your kids. So, how do you think the trial has affected them?
I don't think that it's been positive for them having to live through this. It's obviously it's a very difficult experience for them having to grow up with in a, let's face it, racist town with a father who is a lawyer defending a black man in a trial. It has not gone well, but I think they're strong, and we'll make it through all right.
Do you think that the youth should be exposed to topics such large as rape and racism?
I think it's good to maybe not expose them fully. It's like getting used to the water. If you progress your way into it slowly, it's easier to understand these things. Whereas if you jump right in the analogy, it's very cold, but obviously it makes a better person.
Well, Atticus, thank you for your time. That was Macomb County News, and thank you for listening. And good night, ladies and gentlemen. All right, now we're going on to our next.
We're going round two, boy.
Our next segment with Finley Looning interviewing Boo Radley.
Take that.
See you there.
Good evening, Macomb. I'm Finley Looning, and I'm here with the 5 o'clock news special report. Last night, as you know, Bob Ewell was found dead under a tree. And here we have a very large suspect in the investigation, Mr. Boo Radley, or Arthur Radley, as some may say, but he is more commonly known as Boo. Boo, how are you doing today?
I'm doing okay.
All right. And what's it been like in the house all those years?
It's been actually quite lonely. It's really there's not much to do in there. I like to keep a scrapbook of all my memories, and I like watching the neighbor kids.
The neighbor kids, you say? Do you know who they are?
It's Scout and Jem Finch, actually.
Finch, as in Atticus Finch's children?
Yes, it's Atticus Finch, the lawyer of Tom Robinson.
And do you recall the night in December where Miss Maudie Atkinson's house burned down? Do you recall that?
Yes, I gave Scout a blanket after that.
So you would describe yourself as a relatively good man?
Yes, actually. I would hope so. A lot better than most people in Macomb County. They're mostly racists, and they're not good people.
You know, the knife used to kill Bob Ewell matched a kitchen knife set that you have in your kitchen.
It is quite suspicious that it was the same knife, but however, I can't say for sure that it was the one found in my.
Finish the question.
I did it.
The question.
It was the same knife. I did do it. I killed Bob Ewell. I stabbed him. It was for defense. It was for defense. He killed a man. He was trying to kill his children.
Action 5.
No, we're not done. This is not over.
At night.
Look, I was protecting the kids. It was all in self-defense. It was the right thing to do. That was our interview with Finley Looning interviewing Boo Radley. Well, that has been Macomb News. So see you next time. Remember, 3 favorite news hosts: Miners love I.